From CBS 4, this is your News Now.
New tonight, DNR and the Indiana University Police Department are looking into a video gaining a lot of buzz online. It shows dozens of young people partying on a boat. The video causing major concern due to the risk of COVID-19. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us at 11. I'm Kelly Rinke in for Melissa tonight. This video and pictures were taken last night on Lake Monroe. CBS 4's Aaron Cantrell tells us how this could have major consequences for those involved.
Being outdoors can decrease the chances of COVID-19 spreading, but some are questioning how safe this large gathering is. In the video, you see three 34-inch double-decker pontoons tied together and dozens of young people packed tight together on Lake Monroe. Currently, DNR and IUPD are investigating to see if any of the young adults are university students. Online, many people are concerned over the images, since health officials are urging people not to do this, while folks on the lake today have a different opinion.
You can't control what somebody else does, so take control of what you do, and then you should be fine.
Why does that affect you? What does that have anything to do with you? 9 times out of 10, people like that are mad because they don't have no friends. You don't have 3 or 4 boats to tie up with you and be buddies with.
Health officials are worried activities like these could lead to a spike in positive COVID-19 cases like we saw on the 4th of July and Memorial Day. Lake Monroe Boat Rental actually owns those boats seen in the video, and an employee tells me they don't condone this kind of behavior, and they didn't know these young people were going to do this. The employee says each pontoon is made to carry up to 24 people. IU officials say if the investigation reveals students were on this boat, there could be consequences for violating the university's COVID-19 health directives, which includes unsafe large gatherings off campus. According to the university's website, they could face suspension or even expulsion. DNR says moving forward, there may be some changes in the way college students handle themselves when they come to Lake Monroe after this incident. Reporting in Monroe County, Aaron Cantrell, CBS 4 News.
And an employee of the boat company says the 3 people who rented the pontoons will never be able to do so again. DNR has not officially identified the people seen in this video. Taking a look now at the latest statewide COVID-19 numbers, the Indiana State Department of Health reporting 1,085 new cases today. The state now has just under 99,000 total cases. 11 additional deaths were also reported. Sadly, 3,138 people have now died from COVID-19 in Indiana. This is a Labor Day weekend like no other before. I think we can all agree on that. The coronavirus pandemic is triggering concerns of a potential surge in cases if Americans do not stick to safety guidelines. New numbers showed the death toll in the United States is fast approaching 190,000, and infections have now reached beyond 6 million. At the same time, the World Health Organization just announced widespread vaccines are not expected until the middle of next year. Here's Michael George.
It's a holiday weekend with a warning from America's governors.
To make smart choices when it comes to COVID-19.
Please be very mindful of the fact that our last surge started on Memorial Day weekend.
Unfortunately, some let their guard down during these times.
Dr. Anthony Fauci has put 7 states on notice: North and South Dakota, Iowa, Missouri, Arkansas, Illinois, and Indiana, all with spikes in infection rates. 50,000 more Americans tested positive on Friday alone.
Hopefully, people, particularly the younger people, will pay attention to things like wearing a mask, avoiding close contact, avoiding crowds.
And an atypical Labor Day weekend of college football is underway, with a scaled-back slate of games along with attendance due to COVID precautions. Texas State is allowing just 25% capacity in its 30,000-seat stadium. Jeremiah Heidel is a wide receiver.
It's gonna be different, but at the end of the day, it's a football game, and we're out here to play football.
What COVID wants more than anything else, which is familiarization, close contact, hugging, singing, joy, to some extent.
Boston's Northeastern University suspended 11 freshman students who were caught partying off campus in violation of school policy.
Well, within a week of getting here, they broke the rules, and those are the consequences.
The CDC has asked states to prepare to distribute a vaccine as early as late October, but 2 Trump administration officials now say that may be an ambitious deadline. Nearly half of Americans surveyed in the last week say they won't get the first version of the vaccine, and almost 1 in 4 say they don't want it at all. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
A reminder for this weekend that more state police troopers will be out on the road looking for anyone driving under the influence, riding without a seatbelt, or driving distracted. AAA says it's seeing a surge in families planning last-minute trips for the holiday. Safety officers are offering advice on how to stay safe, whether you're traveling or staying home.
Our recommendations with that, with the COVID-19 situation going on, is maybe this year do it in smaller groups, smaller gatherings, and always remember if you are in groups that it never hurts to have your mask with you, all right, to keep that on.
Remember, Indiana is now a hands-free state. That means you cannot have your phone in your hands for any reason if you're behind the wheel. And looking live outside, beautiful Saturday night after a cool start this morning. Weather Authority meteorologist David James joins us now with a first look at our weekend forecast. Hey, David.
Hey, it looks like, yeah, Kelly, we'll just kind of keep rolling along, at least for tomorrow. Now, there are some questions about Labor Day itself as far as showers go, but, well, you can see a little bit of a change here as we look at the car wash up at Broad Ripple. The flags were really blowing earlier today. They've settled down just a little bit, but still quite a breeze out of the southwest. It'll be shifting around to the northeast, only about 8 miles per hour out at the airport, but that change in the wind direction will keep those temperatures maybe a couple degrees cooler tomorrow than they were today when the high temperature was up to 83. Now it'll be dropping again tonight to comfortably cool levels down to the low 50s in many areas, outlying areas, and then bounce back up probably around 80 tomorrow afternoon. Now we're watching Future View telling us through the day Sunday all clear. There's some thunderstorms up to the north of us, but during the day on Labor Day, here comes a line of showers, and that's pretty early in the morning, and there might be another one firing up in the afternoon hours. So the rest of our holiday weekend should be dry weather, 80 degrees tomorrow, 85, warm, humid, kind of typical summertime weather for Labor Day. Chance for some scattered showers, so be on the alert for that. I'll have the whole 7-day outlook coming up in just a bit.
All right, David, we'll see you then. Now, a busy day for Indianapolis firefighters. They responded to 4 fires within 5 hours this afternoon. The first was reported at a home on Station Street near 30th Street on the near northeast side just after noon. One woman was taken to the hospital in serious condition to be treated for smoke inhalation. In all, 5 adults and 3 children were forced out of their home. Just after 3 o'clock, firefighters were called to a vacant church on Cruft Street on the near southeast side. They believe the fire was intentionally set. Neighbors reported multiple instances of trespassing into that church. And then just before 4 o'clock, a firefighter was injured responding to a call at a home downtown on California Street near 9th Street. The fire spread through the attic. 2 adults and a child escaped, and they are getting help from the Red Cross tonight. The injured firefighter was treated for slight injuries due to heat. And the last fire was reported at the restaurant Union 50 on East Street near Massachusetts Avenue. 20 people were inside when it happened and made it out okay. The fire broke out in the chimney and roof area near the brick oven. And Lawrence police are investigating a deadly hit and run involving a pedestrian. It happened at about 7:30 this afternoon on North Shadeland. Officers say a man walking across Shadeland was hit by a small white SUV. The driver of the SUV continued driving, and that vehicle was later found abandoned at the Shadeland Terrace Apartments. The victim died at the hospital. If you know anything about this accident, please call police. IMPD says they're having problems with large gatherings in a parking lot on 38th and Emerson, and now they're stepping up patrols. Investigators say people gathered around their cars in parking lots near that area. After 2 a.m. this morning, people scattered after shots were fired. Shortly after, someone walked into Community Hospital North with a gunshot wound. That person is expected to survive. Another person was injured after the shooting, but it's unclear how that happened exactly. You may remember back in May, there was a large gathering at this same spot. Hours later, 16-year-old Nia Cope was shot and killed by a stray bullet while riding in a car with her mother. That case remains unsolved. And a developing story right now, the Wayne County Sheriff's Office is asking for your help finding these women who have ties to the Hagerstown area. Police said the 3 family members, Heather Jo, Nancy, and Abby Frost, have taken 3 children away from their fathers, ignoring a court order. Authorities are hoping you can help find them and the children involved. The children range in age from 3 to 8 years old. If you know where they are, again, call police. Also developing tonight, the Rushville Animal Center is thanking the community for stepping up after they took in 28 ponies, donkeys, horses, and a bull because of alleged neglect. They are not sharing much information about this case, but say many of the animals, including that donkey and horse pictured here, are in need of immediate veterinarian care. Staff have already received a lot of offers to help, but if you would like to donate and help too, contact the animal shelter. A group of demonstrators gathered at the state capitol this afternoon demanding justice for Jacob Blake. Blake was shot in the back 7 times by a police officer in Kenosha, Wisconsin. He's now paralyzed from the waist down. This protest in Indianapolis was organized by Black Women in Charge. That same group led a sit-in outside the State House in June where thousands of people filled the South Lawn.
The overall message is to show that the citizens of Indiana are not okay with what's going on, nor do we agree.
The group is a not-for-profit organization led by young Black women in Indianapolis. Their focus is on racial justice and an end to police brutality. And protests have swept the nation since the police killing of George Floyd in Minneapolis on Memorial Day, and now they're in their 4th month this Labor Day weekend. In Portland, Oregon tonight, police are preparing for the 100th night of consecutive protests. Police say rocks were thrown at them on Friday night, and they declared an unlawful assembly, arresting more than 24 people.
I understand that they're tired, but at the same time, we're tired of you killing Black people.
They declare us an unlawful assembly / riot like all the time just for standing here.
In Rochester, New York, the death of Daniel Prude sparked a 3rd night of protests, this time marked by fireworks, sporadic clashes with police, and the apparent use of tear gas and pepper spray. New York's Attorney General announced her office is moving to select a grand jury as part of its investigation into the death of Prude. 7 officers involved in that encounter were suspended. In Louisville, Kentucky, protesters used the national spotlight to continue their fight for justice and the death of Breonna Taylor. 2 groups gathered outside Churchill Downs this afternoon as races were happening ahead of the Kentucky Derby. A civil rights group called Until Freedom led a protest calling for justice for Breonna. A Black armed militia group known as NFAC marched in Louisville and then gathered across the street from the track. And still ahead tonight, a party gone wrong. The problems that kept a sheriff's department in Texas busy out on the water today. And taking on a new role, former South Bend Mayor Pete Buttigieg not quite done with politics, where his focus is shifting to now in Washington.
CBS 4